Hello guys, today we are going to look about a counter program. If I say counter program, I'm meaning this. If you place this button, if you place this decrease button, you're seeing the letters are decreasing, the numbers are decreasing. If you place this button, you're seeing it resets to 0 because it always start from 0 when we are counting. When you press increase, you're seeing it is increasing. Reset, turn to 0, decrease, it is decreasing, increasing, decreasing, reset to 0. What do you need? You need three things. You need JavaScript, you need HTML, you also need a cascading data sheet, which is CSS. Now let us go step by step. Here you first create a folder. If you don't know how to create a folder, click in empty space, right click, go to new, then you select folder, you rename the folder. For example, my folder is big deal. Then you press enter. You press enter. Now when you finish doing this, what is next? Here you need a code editor. But what is your code editor? If you don't, me, I'm going to use Visual Studio Code here. Visual Studio Code here. Visual Studio Code. Then if you don't have Visual Studio Code, you download it from Google Chrome. You download it. Then if you don't now download the Visual Studio Code, go to your Google Chrome here, right click, open. It is opening. It is opening. It is opening. Let us first. Then you come here, you type Visual. You type Visual Studio Code. Then you press enter. You are going to see download Visual Studio Code. Then you click in download Visual Studio Code. Then if you don't want to use that, you use Notepad. Click here in the search button. Then you use Notepad. So let us go back to our Visual Studio Code. Now you click here, you go to file, you say add folder here, add folder to the workspace. You click in it to add folder to the workspace. You select your folder. My folder, it was on desktop. Then you choose the folder name. My folder name, it is Big Deal. It is Big Deal or Big Deal Caleb. You can use any. Have two. I've created two. There is this one for Big Deal and Big Deal Caleb. You can use two. Let me use this for Big Deal. It is my folder name. Right click. Sorry, not right click. Click here. Then you click add down here. I think you're seeing here. You click add. So I'm done with that. So what is next? Click in Explorer here. Click in Explorer. What was your folder? I'm using this. It was Big Deal. This is what I'm going to use. So click here, Big Deal. Right click. Let me first delete this. Then let me first click this. Click this here. Let first delete this folder, delete this, cut, delete this, right click, delete, delete. Want also to delete this, delete. Want also to delete this, delete. Now these are two folders, but I'm going to use one. Now let me start. I'm using this one, the first one, which is Big Deal Caleb. Come in your folder here, you come here, in your folder, here, right click, select file, then you rename. What is the file? It is going to be count.html. It is the extension of, then press enter. HTML, it is the extension of hypertext markup language. Then from there, I need also to another file for style sheet. Right click, file. This is going to be count.css. This for style sheet. Then press enter. Enter. Then also I need another file for JavaScript. So it is count.js. It is representing JavaScript. Click enter. Have 3. There is JavaScript here. There is CSS. There is this and this. Count. There is this. Now I'm clicking here in count.html. Come here, the workspace. Press enter to create other lines. Another line is, so you come here. I want to auto fill these things automatically. Just press shift and one button, then you press enter. This is the structure of HTML, whereby lang, it is representing the language, which is English. It is represented by EN. Then title, what document here? Title by default, it must be default document, but you have to change this title to your title. For example, my title is going to be count program. It is my title. Then you come here in the heading. I want to create heading of my count program. If you want to create heading, I'm going to use H1. Just press H1, then press enter. Then after doing this, you have to create the heading. My heading is going to be count program. It is my heading. After you doing this, you need to get the div, the section where you're going to create your buttons. Just press div. It is the div. The section, we want to get the section, the part where we are going to create our buttons. Just write div, then press enter. Then in between, it is where we are going to create our buttons here. Our button is here. So here, I'm going to use the label. Then I press enter. There is 4, but for this case, we are not going to use 4. That is why I'm deleting it here. I don't want it. So label, I need ID. ID equals, this is going to be count label. You can use any, but me, I'm using my ID here to be my count label. But you have to reset to 0, because when you are counting, you always start from 0. That is why I'm putting there a 0. That one is done. You also need to create the decrease increase and the reset buttons. If you want to create those buttons, what do you need to do? You're going to, when we are creating buttons, we use a button tag, which is represented by this button. Just write button, then you press enter. Use shortcuts, buttons, then enter. We need to create an ID. ID. This one is going to be ID equals, you put anything you want, but for this case, me, I'm going to use decrease button. It is my ID. Then in between here, I want it to create a decrease button with that word. It has to appear in between. That is why I'm putting there that button. Just then I need to create also the class. So class equals buttons for styling purpose. Buttons. So with the interest of time, just copy this. Just copy this. Right click. You say copy. Down. Copy 3 times. Down 3 times. So this is the decrease button. We also need the reset button. Delete this. You write reset button. Then in between here, instead of decrease, you write reset. Down here we need to create increase button. Just write increase. Then also here increase. I think if you open this with the browser, it will appear like this. Let me first save. If you want to save, Ctrl S, it is your shortcut, but if you don't want to use that, just press this, go to save. Then you say if you want to open this using the browser, it is a matter of you pressing Ctrl. It is a matter of you pressing Ctrl and data O. This is what you're going to get. You're going to get something like this. You have to open this one. Right click. Open with what? Open with Google Chrome. Let us first wait. You have seen these are buttons 0. We must start from 0. This is our decrease button, reset button, increase button. It means that we are done with HTML. What is next? Our next is going to be CSS styling. We are going to style this program. For this case, be using, if you want to open, just press Ctrl and O. But me, I'm going to use Live Server. It is already installed here. Live Server. What I'm going to be doing here, it is what you're going to be seeing here. Now I want to style the things. This is the heading here. I want to style this, but before have to style everything here. I get in. So if you want to style everything here, if you want to style everything here, then this is div. Div. This one, it is combining this, the whole of this. So I'm going to select this CS program here. But before selecting, we have to link this CSS to HTML and JavaScript to HTML. How do you link? If you want to link this count.css to HTML, it must be between this tag, between edit tag, the opening edit tag and the closing edit tag. Let me first Let me first create space here. If you want to link these two, use link tag, and it must be link tag. This is the link tag. It must have relationship as style sheet. href, here you write the name of the style sheet. Mine it is count.css href here. I'm done with linking style sheet and HTML. The next, what is next? It is to link JavaScript to HTML. How do you link JavaScript to HTML? Just come here, just open the HTML which is here. Then down here at the bottom, where there is body, near body here, it is where we write the word script. Just write script, press enter. But here you must write the source. Source equals, what is the source? You write the JavaScript name. Our JavaScript name, you're seeing it is called count.js. It is what you write here. So it is count.javascript. Now we are done with linking JavaScript to HTML and CSS to HTML. So now we are going to the scaling part. I'm going to use CSS. So you press enter to get other lines. I'm going to begin with styling this letter. Oh, this one here. But in HTML, what is the ID of this letter? You're seeing letter O. This one here. I think you're seeing here. It is here. It has an ID of count label. And I've told you that in CSS or in style sheet, ID is represented by hash. So I'm going to write hash plus this ID name. So CSS, I'm going to write hash, then plus the name. It is count label. You open this. I'm going to say display. I want it to be block. You're seeing block. If I remove this, you're seeing it is on one line. But if it is block, it is going to be like this. Then text align. I want these things to be in the center. I'm going to text align. I'm going to put it in the center. You're seeing it is this letter. I'm styling this. It is in the center. Then font size. If I say font size, meaning I want to increase on the size of this letter O. Font size, let me use 30 pixels. Is it enough? No, let me increase to 50 pixels. Then font family. If you want font family, you can change, but me, I'm not going to change. That one is done. What is next? The next I want to design. I want to style this button is here. Reset, decrease, increase, D3. It is what I want to design. This or this. It is what I want to design, to style. So, but what is common in between this? Here, when we come back here, you're seeing that here, this decrease button enters a class of button is. Reset button enters a class of button is. Increase button enters a class of button is. So it means that these three, they are sharing the class. They have the same class, which is button is. So I'm going to use this class button, and I design this, and I style this three. So a class in its style sheet is represented by a dot. That is why when I come back here in this folder with HTML, CSS, I'm just going to write dot, then plus the button name. The class name, it was button is. Then you open these curly brackets. Let me begin with padding. I'm going to set it to 0. I want 0 pixels. Margin, also let me set it to 0. Also I want it to be 0. Color. If I say color, I'm meaning the color of these letters here. I want to use white. Color white. But let me first remove this, because the background, because you're not seeing. Let me first get the background color. Background color of the buttons, of this button is here. The background color of those buttons, I'm setting it to which color? Let me use this, that color. Now let me set the color of the pattern is color equals color. If I say color of the button is, I'm meaning the color of these letters here. Now I'm setting it to be white. Have you seen? White. Then text align. I want to put these things in the center. Cursor, when you come here, you're seeing this is a cursor, but I want to change the cursor. So here, cursor. I want to put it in. I'm going to use pointer. When you come here and you click it, it's changing to just a pointer. You're seeing here. It is a pointer. It is a pointer. Then justify content. It is a pointer. You're seeing. That one is done. let us go on another thing. Now, another thing, I want to access the buttons using dot buttons, such that when I click in these buttons, the color changes. But which property do we use? We use hover property. How does it? So I want to access the buttons. I'm going to use dot buttons. Dot, it is buttons. Dot, it is a class. It is representing a class. But if I want to access that hover property, I'm going to write that too. Then I write hover. I want hover. Then you open the brackets. You say background color. Background color. Background color. You want it to be dark blue. When you point it like this, you're seeing it is changing. It is changing. It is changing. Are you seeing? Are you seeing? That is a hover property. Another thing, when it comes to body, then here, let me first add something little. Height. Then you use 100 VH. 100 VH. Then justify content. I want it to be in the center. Let me first reduce. Here. Move this. Let us first leave it there. So let me first change the background color of this. How do you change the background color of this? I'm going to use body property. I'm going to select the body. If you say body in HTML, everything you write, it must be between body. It is the one which stores our content, this opening tab of body, and you're seeing that the content, it is ending here. So I'm going to change the background color of the content. What is the background color? I'm going to come back to the style sheet. Go to style sheet. I want to style the body. Now you say background color to be, let me use green. Green color. You're seeing this green. It's the background color. So that is done. Let me also change the color, because here the color of the letters the color of the text in the button. You're not seeing the color. So let me change the color to another color. Let me change to red. Let me change to red instead of white here. I'm changing it to red. At least you're seeing here. It is red. It is red. It is red here. Here it is red. Now that is done. It is not clear. You're not seeing. Let me change the background color here. The background color of this to be any other color, such that you see what is inside. Now under button, this was the background color, but I'm changing it to another color because this color is not clear. You're not seeing the background color. Let me use this color. Let me select another color. Let me select another color. Background color. Background color. Let us use this color. At least it is clear. You're seeing. This is the decrease button. There is a reset button. This is the decrease button here. Reset button. And this. Now the text color we put to white. Get it right, white. White. Then you're not seeing. Let me take it back to blue. Blue. Sorry. To green. Green. To green. That is done. So we are done with the styling. We can also style the heading. How do you style the heading? Here in HTML, this is the HTML heading. We have used H1. So when you're styling, you also use H1. Come back to our style sheet file. I want to style heading, but it is represented by H1. You say H1. It is what I want to style. You open the curly brackets. You say color. I want to set it to white. Then you say text. Text align. I want it to be in the center. In the center. Center. Text align. Center. Background color. Background color. Want it to be blue. Want it to be blue. The background color. Then it is enough. We are done with styling the heading. What is next? Now we are done with HTML and style sheet. So the last thing, we are going to use JavaScript such that when you press this button, decrease button, it is going to decrease. When you press reset button, it is going to take you to 0. When you press increase button, it is going to increase. If you want to do that, we use JavaScript. I'm going to open the file for JavaScript. This is JavaScript. Come here, you press enter to create other lines. So when under JavaScript, you're going to write const. Const, it means constant. You're going to say const. Then I'm going to begin with the decrease button here. I'm going to begin with this decrease button here, which is having an ID of decrease button. So I'm going to say const decrease button, const decrease button equals document dot get element by ID to open the brackets. Then we put these quotes. What was our ID? You come back here. Here in HTML, what is the ID for decrease button? It is decrease button. It is the ID. Then it is what you write here. It is decrease button. You end with a semicolon. We don't want to waste a lot of time. Just copy it. Copy and paste it down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This was decrease button. Now this is reset button. It is a reset button. Let me change to reset button. Then here element ID, I have to change it to reset. Reset button. Another one, the last one, it is increase button. Change this to increase button. Then also this to increase button. Increase button. Then the last one, we have also this ID here for counter label from 0 to, we are counting from 0. You have also to write it down here. So this is const count label. Const count label. Then in between here, our ID, it is const, sorry, it is count label. Count label. Now we have to set our count to start from 0. How do you set? How do you set it to start from 0? So now here you want to set it to begin from 0. Click here. I'm going to use let variable. So I'm going to say let count. Let count equals to 0. Now that one is done. I'm beginning with decrease button. So I'm going to say that decrease button dot on click. When you click that button, dot on click that button, it must give you this function which we are going to rate function. When you are rating function, you have to put these two brackets, then you open the curly brackets. If you're decreasing, remember in C programming language there is increment and decrement. So here we are going to decrement. So when you want to decrement, when after opening here, you're going to say now count is going to be minus. That is a decrement. After writing the decrement, you have to rate the output. How do you rate the output? We have to set the output to this. How to set the output to the count label here. Our count label, it is beginning from 0, so you have to set it to the count label here. Now our count label dot, it is in text, dot text content now equals to count. I think you're following. So when you click this button, you're seeing it is decreasing. When you click this, there is nothing because we also have to set it. But when you click this, it is decreasing. You're seeing it is decreasing. Now let us set this increase button. Now you open another function. This is increase button dot on click you have to get a function open the curly brackets, press enter. When we are increasing, we say count plus because I'm increasing. You have to add, then you have to output. Now count label dot text content equals count. When you press this button, we made a mistake somewhere. This is increase button. Click was function. There is a mistake here. Remove. This is supposed to be here. It's supposed to be here. Then when you click this button, it is increasing. Then when you click on this, it is reducing. We are remaining with this button, setting this such that when you click this, it brings you to 0. But when you click this, it is increasing. When you click this, it is reducing. Now let us set this reset button here in between. In between, we want to set this. So reset button, you are going to say reset button dot on click. When you click in it, you have to get the function. Open the quotes. This is going to be count equals 0. Count, you must get 0. Then we need to output. So you are going to say that count label dot text content equals to count. So when you click this, it is reducing, it is increasing, reducing, increasing. When you press 0, it reset. It brings you to the initial 0 where we started from. Are you getting? When you press this, you're seeing it is reducing. When you press this button, it is increasing. Then when you press this, it returns you to 0. Reducing. When you press this, 0. Press this, increase. So guys, thank you for learning. We meet next time. I think you're going to follow, be practicing. I'm Big Deal Caleb. Thank you for learning.